look at me now. How far we go back? Elementary, jump rope, hide and go see, pity pat, red light, green light, red light, green light.
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. About practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. We talking about practice, man. Oh, but we talking about practice right now. We talking about practice.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
You are tuned into Straight Bet Sports on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network.
That's right. Here we go. Wednesday night, just past 9 p.m. I am your host, Jose V. You are tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio, live from downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. You are tuned into Straight Bet Sports. Chilling here in the studio tonight with my co-host, Rob G. Stuck on the game over here. Chivas America.
Yeah, I think I ruined the intro right now.
It's all good though. That's how we should do this show. Right. To be open and normal.
Right.
We're not here to be scripted or do anything like that. But you guys know what it is. If you're watching the soccer games tonight, if you're a big soccer fan, a lot of stuff to talk about, especially you see the jersey. I'm not gonna say it, but you already know what we're gonna talk about later on down the show here tonight. Rob, how's your night going, bro?
Good,
Thanksgiving
man.
Eve.
Ready.
Everything good?
I'm ready
Mom's
for
in town?
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm ready to eat, ready to watch some football.
One less game, obviously. We'll talk about that.
One less game, but it starts early. It starts 9:30, so I like the morning time in Thanksgiving.
James, producer extraordinaire. What's going on, my man?
Feeling good. Already hungry.
Already hungry?
Already.
I kind of almost skipped dinner today because I was just like, I think
you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to actually eat more and then let it go.
Do you skip breakfast?
Nah, you supposed to eat.
You skip breakfast.
I think I want to skip and make room for it, and then that makes more room so you can have intake more.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you got family in town?
Nah, man, we keeping it COVID safe. We
keeping it COVID safe.
Just eat some food. Eat some food at the house. Chill. Watch some movies with the fam.
Chill out.
Yeah, man.
That's good, man. That's good. I'm excited. My wife's family's in town as always. It's pretty much what we do. It's either we go to Cali or they come out here. So they're out here. They're at the Cannery. We're probably gonna hit up the Cannery afterwards, which is our regular spot. If you guys know us, then you know we're gonna be at the Cannery hanging out all the time. I just picked up Rob G from the Cannery, where we get our lines, obviously. But once again, this is another episode of Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. I am your host, Jose V. Rob G in front of me, like I said, Big Game James Mays, or James Russell, as he's known in our intro, doing his thing as producer extraordinaire as always. But today we have a show that's going to be more Thanksgiving type. We got a giveaway that we're going to be giving away thanks to Kevin over at Clever Shirts. If you guys are Raider fans, we do have a Raider question that we're going to give out to you guys. Not yet, but watch the show. Tune in. Obviously, if you're checking us out, YouTube, Gorilla Cross app, gorillacross.com. We're live on Twitter, Facebook as well. If you're watching, I've already shared it. I've already commented and let everybody know what we're doing. So go ahead and chime in. Let us know how your Thanksgiving Eve is going. Let us know what you want to talk about, whether it's something that we're already talking about. Just chime in. Give us your thoughts. If you want to call in as well, 702-608-3259 is the phone number. But you already know what it is. We couldn't do it without our sponsor extraordinaire, the one and only Joshua LaFon, that brings us to you every single Wednesday night here on Gorilla Cross Radio. We are brought to you by Joshua LaFon with Simply Vegas Real Estate, a realtor here to help educate current and future Las Vegas locals on selling and investing in real estate. You're probably asking yourself, educate. Yes, there's a surprising amount of adults that when it comes to real estate, don't know the right questions to ask, don't know where to start, and think they need a lot of cash to buy a house in Nevada, which simply isn't true. So Josh has decided to make it his responsibility to teach his clients what they need to know, and equally important, what they need to ask to help ensure making their home ownership dreams a reality. So make sure you call or text Joshua LaFon today at 702-813-0533. This has been another paid advertisement from Joshua LaFon with Simply Vegas Real Estate, 702-813-0533. Now, Mo, Girl Chat Sports, greatly appreciate you chiming in. I see you chiming in on Facebook. Let's see. If Jose says the extraordinaire one more time, I'm going to throw my phone into traffic. Thank you, Quan. At least we appreciate the fact that you're chiming in and you're watching us, even though you're not here in the studio. Thank you so much. But like I was saying, Mo, thank you for chiming in and talking about what you just posted there. R.I.P. Diego Maradona. We're going to talk about that here shortly. But Rob, lots to talk about. We got college basketball is back.
Yes, sir.
A couple upsets in the making here. We're watching some games went to overtime. UNLV upset today at home, 11.5 point favorite against Montana State. Couldn't pull it off. We'll talk about that. Soccer news, if you guys are soccer fans, we have Chivas versus America right now in the quarterfinals in the Liga MX. You have a lot of UEFA going on today as well. Not only that, the passing of Diego Armando Maradona, the legend, the icon, the one and only, probably one of the greatest to ever, if not the greatest to ever, lace it up and play soccer, football. We're going to talk about that. He did pass away today as well. Talk NFL, talk some college basketball, some college football. Obviously, we're going to talk some Thanksgiving football because we got some games coming up. But I just wanted to have a conversation with you, Rob, before we get into anything that is out on the slate, meaning the things that we're going to talk about. I want to get your fondest memories of Thanksgiving, bro. What? If you want me to go first, I'll go first just to give you some time to think about it, or you already have something you want to talk about. And what I mean by that, sports-wise, obviously you probably have your family memories and all that you did, but how can you connect sports with your Thanksgiving family memories? Give me something that you remember.
I mean, there's always been football on Thanksgiving. So
Correct.
waking up in the morning, growing up, not being able to bet, before,
Not knowing what betting
not
was. yet at
knowing
that
really
point,
what
yeah.
the lines were. I mean, they existed back then as well too. But always watch football on Thanksgiving. Family comes over. Unfortunately, to be honest with you, for me, the people that I'm celebrating Thanksgiving with, I pretty much celebrate it with every year. So no one's really missing from the table this year, which is great. Right, just a small knit family, and most of my family's in California, anyways. But growing up, I mean, back in California, everyone would come to grandma's house, right? Go to grandma's house.
I remember your grandma.
Yeah, going to grandma's house, and everyone was there. Everyone was there, and football would start at the same time, 9 a.m. And I remember watching it. When my grandfather was alive, we used to actually pick games. To be honest with you, so. In the daily news, which is I'm assuming still around in the San Fernando Valley in California, they used to have the helmet versus helmet, and they would show who was who was playing.
I remember that. Yeah, LA Times used to do the same thing.
And then basically, I would wake up in the morning, and my grandfather always gave me first pick. He always gave me first pick, so I would circle the teams and that I thought would win, right? He thought would win, and then come Tuesday, he would give us our records and see how we did for that week. So that's something that I remember doing, not just on Thanksgiving, but every Sunday during football season. But, it does bring, football and Thanksgiving, they go together. So you got to keep them together. And I'm excited for tomorrow. I mean, wake up early, watch some games, and, get to eat. And we were just talking about, I think I'm going to skip breakfast. I think, my mom makes breakfast, and it's a big breakfast too. So I think
Trust
I'm going to skip
me, I know I've ate breakfast with your mom.
Yeah,
I always ask.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to skip breakfast and just go, because we eat early, right? We were talking about that on the way over. So we eat like at...
You guys eat like at 2 o'clock, bro.
Yeah, I try to push it back. Dinner. Honestly, if it was up to my mom, we'd probably eat at like 11 a.m. Right? We would eat super early.
11 a.m. supper.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brunch, right? Brunch.
That's just how it's always been. So even for Christmas as well, like we eat early, but, looking back on it, stepping aside, looking at, back on it, that it's kind of nice to eat early, and then you get like a second round for dinner, but yeah, that's kind of how it works at the house.
It's funny how you talk about tradition, though, and now knowing that you have kids, I have kids, you have a boy, you have a girl, so you have the pair. Obviously, you don't know who's going to want to be more into sports, whether it's your daughter, Valentina, or the little guy. You know what I mean? But don't you think about that? Like, I'll give you my stories growing up, obviously, as well, but it's fun. I wanted to tap on that because I think about that now that I have kids. Like, I'll give you my stories and how it taps into my kids now. Basically, I didn't have my dad growing up. I'm not going to get into the whole, family thing and all that like that. But I didn't have my dad growing up. My mom was a single mom, so I was just with moms all the time. But I was always into sports. The park was 3 blocks away from my house. I was able to walk to the park. I played every single sport every single year, whether it was football, basketball, baseball. My cousin Payo, Victor, used to get me into the sports all the time. He was the one that trained me, helped me, did all that, right? But I remember Thanksgiving because it was always going to mi tia Yola's house. My aunt, she lives here in Vegas now. You know mi tia Yola.
Yeah.
Payo's mom, and it was year in and year out the same thing. It was her house, Thanksgiving. Her kids were there. My mom, me and other cousins or whatever. We all hung out there. Like that was the spot to go to, right? And growing up, I always remember the 9 o'clock game. You wake up, it was either Detroit Lions or Dallas Cowboys. Always, always.
Yeah.
Growing up watching that.
Back then there wasn't that many games on
It was
either.
only two. It was only two.
I think it was only two.
So it's always been
The
Detroit,
9 and 1.
exactly. Detroit, and then the Cowboys. They've always been the two teams that hosted. You always see Green Bay a lot. Green Bay was one of the teams that used to go there a lot.
Redskins too.
Redskins used to be on Thursday on the Thanksgiving games a lot as well.
But yeah, it was always
man,
those two.
It's just
It's gonna be the same this year, right? We only got 2 games.
yeah, because they canceled the Thursday night game. But it's just growing up, man. Always looking forward to that game, knowing that I was off during the week when I meant from school. I didn't have to go to school, right?
Yeah,
and I got to watch football as a kid. You know, like to me, football was my escape. Like to me, football is my favorite sport out of any, other than it is. Like now, this year, I'm thankful I got all 4 of my kids with me this year. You know, I got my son Derek, my oldest, my 15-year-old, my 6-year-old Samantha, my stepdaughter. You know, they're the ones that are more into lively stuff, meaning they know what's going on. The other ones are just young, want to play, whatever. They don't really care. But I'm going to be able to watch football tomorrow, and I'm off, and that's great.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to be able to start my traditions now with my kids. Like, do you have any idea, any thoughts of that? Like, has that run through your mind? Like, this is what I used to do with my grandpa. What am I going to do with my kids?
You know
now?
what we used to do? My daughter actually just learned how to ride a bike the last couple days.
Okay,
thanks
nice.
to Grandpa Papu at home. And, we used to go outside and play, too. You know,
John? Nice.
Thanks to growing up, we used to go outside,
Yeah, we didn't have technology like we do
Right,
now. We
right.
went
So
outside.
we'd be in the street throwing the football around, because
You ever
it
play
was-
sideline pop?
No, I don't know what that one is.
So we used to play touch, touch, hand on the
two-hand
back,
touch.
2-hand touch football on the street. But if you were on the sideline, like by the sidewalk, you could get popped. So we call this, bro, dudes used to get popped by the stop sign, not knowing the signs with just getting hit.
Oh, that's not
But
cool.
but it was fun. It's not cool, but it was
That's
fun.
not cool. No,
But
yeah.
anyways, going back to what you were saying.
No, I just remember, playing, it'd be a big Thanksgiving, right? So there'd be a bunch of kids, and after everyone ate, whatever, we'd, even sometimes before we ate, because we used to eat a little bit later growing up, we go out, we had a basketball course, we'd play some games, we'd throw the football around, so that's kind of how I remember it, but, also watching football as well, because people started showing up probably like 12 o'clock, so that's kind of when, the game started, and the competition started in the household. But yeah, football in the morning for sure. Got some good games. I was looking forward to the night game, like we mentioned, but that was one I was really looking forward to. But
we'll get into the football.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah, that's honestly how I remember.
You ever
up.
do Turkey Bowl? I had a family member, Eddie, watching.
I've
part
actually
of our
done that from
family.
work.
They used to do a turkey bowl. We used to play every Thursday.
Yeah.
For every Thanksgiving. It was awesome.
It would
bro.
be. I've done
family and friends.
I've done 2 of those for work actually. Here in Vegas,
play
actually.
tackle on the grass,
And
bro.
tackle.
No pads.
No,
no
that's
pads.
exactly how it was, man. And I remember one time, literally, we weren't really keeping track, but we were just playing, and it was a wreck, right? Everyone's just running around,
just trying to get hit,
drawing plays on your chest and stuff. You go this way, And I remember almost, losing my breath one time, just running around. That's how out of shape I was, like. But I saw some people get cracked, because then that's how you really, especially when you play at work, you really find out who likes who and who doesn't like who, like. So other stores get together, and some people got popped.
Once again, you are tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio. This is another episode of Straight Bet Sports. I am your host, Jose V. Rob G, right in front of me, giving you our Thanksgiving stories. Now, Michael, I hear you, brother. I'm watching you on Facebook. We're going to get into Diego Armando Maradona. Trust me, I'm half Argentinian. I had a conversation with my dad today. There's a lot that I want to talk about, especially stuff that I did and watched growing up. I didn't get to see him as much that I remember, obviously, because he was more in the 80s. Career ended more towards the 90s. But trust me, Michael, we're going to talk about it. I guarantee you, don't forget about that, all right? And yes, Primo, Eddie, those were the days when we used to play back in the days. Remember playing our turkey days, our turkey bowls with the family? I'll never forget chiming in on Facebook. Greatly appreciate you. But good times, man. Good times. Thanksgiving is always good. It's time to give thanks for those that are around you. Give thanks for stuff that's in front of you, things that you have. But James, we got to get your thoughts too, man. We can't go away from us and just get us and not you. You're part of the show, brother.
The things that I did on Thanksgiving was
Your fondest
definitely getting up early and like going to taste the food that was already cooked.
Yeah,
Go
I
poke.
like that. I like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then just kind of like giving a straight face when, everybody's getting questioned about it.
Yeah.
Like who had a piece of cake already or, because you can't cook it all in one day. That's kind of wild to try to think you can get all that food on one table in one like
Yeah,
shot.
that's tough.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. I guess I'm telling on myself now, but you can't send it to court because I'm not on camera. You can't. You don't know if it's me. So,
It's just the audio.
yeah, I just got a really good impression of James.
That's awesome, man. But we got to get into Diego Armando Maradona, obviously, man. If you guys are soccer fans, I know people are chiming in, talking about it. We're going to get into it now. You see the jersey. You see the jersey that I'm wearing. Now, I had a conversation with my dad earlier today. One thing that I do agree with my dad, and I don't mean any disrespect to Diego, off the field, he had a lot of problems. We know that. The man off the field was a completely different person. But as a soccer icon, what he did, what he brought to the game of soccer was amazing. In 1986, I was 2 years old, so I don't remember the World Cup. But he brought a World Cup to Argentina with an Argentinian team that was nothing. Just picture a LeBron James team with the Cleveland Cavaliers playing the San Antonio Spurs and getting swept, but it being the other way around and the Cleveland Cavaliers sweeping the Spurs. That's what it was when Diego Armando Maradona helped Argentina win the World Cup in 1986 in Mexico. That's when he was known for the game with the hand of God, la mano de Dios. Or call it what you want it. There wasn't review at the time. He made a goal with his hand, but it was known as the most greatest, most interesting, talked about goal in the history of soccer ever till this day. Not only that, in the same game, he scored a goal where he took the entire England team from one side of the field to the other, where it looked like the freaking ball was stuck and glued to his foot. And he took it from one side of the field to the other and scored an amazing goal, which gave his country the victory. And obviously, we know the rest. They won. 114,000 people in Estadio Azteca to watch that game. What he did for Napoli, we were watching it on the way here. We talked about it. 6 years with Napoli. Before he was there, Napoli was nothing. And think about it. To go from a Barcelona, right, which you know what you're going to get going to Barcelona, only there 2 years, but then go to a Napoli that is not known, that is nobody, and create them to be the powerhouse that they are. There's only been 3 goleadores in the Serie A in Italy. 2 of them have been Argentinian. Maradona was one, Diego Higuaín was the other, Gonzalo Higuaín, was the other, and Edison Cavani was the third. It's crazy to me that he's 60 years old, but he's gone now.
Yeah.
El Kun Agüero, another Argentinian player, is married to his daughter. You know what I mean? Like this guy has brought so much to Argentina, to the country. Like they say, he's the biggest icon in all of Argentina, in the history of Argentina, bigger than the president, bigger than any history.
Bigger than Messi.
Bigger than Messi.
Which is crazy to say.
Which is crazy. But Messi's in our era.
Right.
And I'll give you a quick story like I told you earlier. Like, I didn't get to see him. I mean, I did, but I don't remember. I was 2 years old. I don't have no memory of that. But
I was born in 86.
I remember growing up, though, as a kid, being home. My mom and dad had recorded the game on a VHS tape back in the day when there were tapes. I watched that game, that goal, those goals over and over again. I remember his interview before the game, wearing his little jacket, his little Argentina jacket, smiling with his little afro that he had. Bro, I will never forget. Those are memories to me that I remember sitting on the couch. I remember my house, where we were at. I still remember the address. I remember all of that. My dad wasn't around because my dad had dipped out, but my mom still had the tape.
Right.
You know, I still watched it. And he was amazing, bro. If we had that type of soccer, the way he played it now, Argentina would be a completely different team. Because Messi, people say, is great, which he is, but he's great with greatness around him. Maradona didn't have greatness around him. He created greatness. What are your fondest thoughts? Or what do you think now that he's gone? You're being a big soccer fan in general.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was able to, I wish we, yourself as well, like you just mentioned, were able to watch him, kind of like in live. Not say live, but
at least have tape or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
when you were a kid.
I think the last time he played was 2007, I think was the last. No, I'm sorry. 1997 was the last time that he actually played.
In the World Cup, he played in 94. Remember, we were talking about it?
No, I'm saying the last time he played, though, for a team. He played was 1997, I think, what I saw on the news earlier. But, yeah, I mean, for a generation, maybe before us or maybe two before, this is like kind of, for big soccer fans, this is huge for them, right? Yeah. And the amount of people that they're expecting tomorrow in Argentina to show up in the city.
But they say 1 million people.
They're expecting 1 million people tomorrow to celebrate the life of Maradona.
They're
And-
supposed to be at the capital city, or they're going to be at the. I think they're going to be at the stadium, at Boca Juniors Stadium. I think that's
I
what
don't
they
know
said.
where you're going to put 1 million people, though.
But that's a
I
lot.
mean, especially
with the coronavirus and
with
everything
going
jeez.
on, and they don't care right now.
But that just shows you the fandom and the love and the respect that they had for this guy.
This is for a certain generation, and I'm sorry to say it's not ours, but for a certain generation, this is like when Kobe passed, right? Like
Correct.
when Kobe
Yes.
passed for us, and you know, we all were like, you know what, we broke down, and we were like, you know what, I did shed a tear, right? And for some people around the world, this was their Kobe growing up, especially if they were big soccer fans. There's I don't want to say there's definitely more Maradona fans because soccer is more worldwide than basketball, but I think definitely touched more lives, and I think than maybe Kobe had the opportunity to, because soccer is worldwide. And for him, for what he did for Napoli, right, for them to be nothing, and then he laid the ground for them, because they're still relevant to this day.
Now they're relevant because
they're still
of him, yeah.
relevant to this day, and
He brought them their first 2 titles.
Right, they're still in the top. I'd say 4. They're in Champions League.
Yeah.
They qualify for Champions League almost every year. So for what he did for that team, it's sad to see him go. But a lot of people are saying it was, I don't want to say it was expected, but it was going to happen sooner than later, which sucks. But he left a lasting impression on a lot of people, and he was a great soccer player. And I've seen nothing but highlights. I wish I wish I was able to watch him maybe live one or twice, but it's sad, and everyone's sending their condolences, and I'm interested to see what the crowds look like tomorrow in Argentina for sure.
Once again, I am your host, Jose V. Rob G. James Mays in the studio. This is another episode of Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. We're talking about Diego Armando Maradona, the icon. Oh, man. James, I appreciate that. That's awesome, my man. If you guys see there on the screen, R.I.P. Diego Armando Maradona. Today, the legend has passed away, 60 years old. He recently had brain surgery.
Yeah, I was reading about that. So
it was released a few days ago.
Yeah, he was getting watched over, and then
they said he was doing good, and then I guess just he had a heart attack, and it was it at that point.
We were talking about it on the way over here, right?
Yeah.
Though, just imagine, filming his life, like every day, day in and day out, like I know he died young, but I know he had a great life.
Bro,
we all know he had a great life.
Think about what he brought to Napoli. Remember, he was Napoli. He was Naples. Everything that was Naples was him.
Was soccer.
Exactly. So he was the biggest name there was there. So anything he wanted, he probably got. Like, let's be real, women, drugs, alcohol, anything he wanted, he probably got it. He probably did, which we know of. I've seen a lot of documentaries, a lot of videos of him. He lived his life. He partied. We get it. We all make mistakes. None of us are perfect, right? None of us are created perfect.
A lot of us would have made those same decisions.
Right? I know. I mean, some of us are smarter. We get it. Some of us know how to take the line. I'm not saying I'm going to take the limelight. I've never been there. I've never been famous like him. Some people take it the right way. They can handle it. He handled it on the field. I give him that. When it came to being on the field, he never disrespected the pitch, ever. Off of it, he did what he did, and he was a human being, and we get that. He probably would have lived a lot longer if he didn't live that life, but it is what it is, man. You know what you got to do. You know what you got to do in your life to take care of yourself and not do the bad decisions and do the things that are going to allow you to live longer, man. But to finish up, Diego Armando Maradona, you are a legend. I grew up talking about you. Ever since I reunited with my pops, we talk about him all the time. We have soccer conversations. I was trying to get my dad on the phone, see if we can get him on to talk a little bit. He's probably knocked out. He lives in Miami. It's midnight right now, so he's probably asleep already.
He's on a flight back to Argentina.
He's already on a flight back to Argentina right now to go mourn. But yeah, man. R.I.P. Diego Armando Maradona, 1960 to 2020. Legend, man. Legend. Did a lot for Argentina. Hopefully they can turn it around there with that country when it comes to soccer. But there will never be another Maradona. Just like you should never compare Jordan with LeBron, with Kobe, with any of those guys. Everyone is unique, and they all did their thing, and they all basically laid their footprint in their game, man.
Absolutely.
But moving on, man, we do have a giveaway tonight. Like I said, James, you want to put that up on the screen real quick, let the people know what we got. So if you guys are Raider fans, we wanted to show you guys our appreciation, basically give you our way of saying thanks for chiming in every single Wednesday, hitting us up on social media, always asking questions, calling the show, whatever it may be. Now, if you guys are watching and you're listening right now, we're giving away this silver and black shirt and this Raider Nation face mask, courtesy of our friends over at Clever Shirts. Thanks to Kevin over at Clever Shirts. We teamed up with them because they wanted to help us and give something out and say happy Thanksgiving. because we're thankful for all of our listeners, all of our followers, all of our sponsors. Obviously, we're moving forward. We got 6 more months to go. But if you guys want to win what you just saw up on the screen there, give us a call at 702-608-3259. The question that you have to answer tonight, though, and we need a caller. We want someone to call.
Is it the first caller? Or are we doing?
It's whoever calls in and gets the answer right. All you got to do is give James your name and your address, and that's it. And the package will be shipped to you free of charge. The question for tonight's trivia for the giveaway. What was the first game that the Raiders played on Thanksgiving Day? So we need the date. Who did they play? And what was the final score? 702-608-3259. Once again, who did the Raiders play on Thanksgiving for the first time? What was the date? And what was the final score? Give us a call, 702-608-3259, here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. So moving on, Rob, if we get a caller, we'll go ahead and stop and we'll jump into that and we'll see if we get the right answer. But
you know the answer.
Of course, I got it right here in front of me. I better know the damn answer. So let's talk college hoops real quick, man. And we got to talk local college hoops. UNLV went down today, 11.5-point favorite. Montana State at home here at Thomas and Mack. We were going to go, but we had the show to do, so we couldn't make it out there tonight. But is this cause for concern already? TJ Otzelberger, you're supposed to have the guys that you transferred. I get it. It's COVID.
Yeah.
The practices have been different and all that, but 11.5-point favorite, and you go down by 13. That's a 22-point turnaround there. I mean, how does this happen? Are you worried about UNLV right now as a fan or just in general out here in Vegas?
I think I would be. I mean, there was a lot of expectations coming in this year with the second year, right? With
second year with Otzelberger. Yeah.
I don't want to say he has 100% of his people in, but definitely expect, when you make that schedule, you obviously want to probably scribble in a.
You're making it because you think, this is a good one,
right? This is a good W to start the season. Get the morale going. Yep. Build some camaraderie with the team and everything. And it just backfired on them right now, and they lost outright, which is crazy. I was looking at that line earlier today too, and I really didn't think that they were going to lose. I didn't know if they were going to cover, but I didn't think they were going to lose, and it was at home on top of it. So, I would be a little worried if I were UNLV right now on the men's basketball side.
I'm worried, if I'm being honest with you. First game of the season, Thanksgiving Eve, but at the same time, I don't know if you should have cause for concern all the way through. It is only the first game. COVID situations, I know practices have been different. Protocols, the way you get to meet players, the way you get to hang out with players, the workouts, everything have been completely different. It's not your norm. It's not what you're used to. They were in the dark for a while. They didn't know when they were going to start the season. Remember that? They didn't even know they were going to have a season.
Yeah, but they got enough time to. They got enough notice. I guess you want to say.
I get that. I'm not trying to make an excuse. UNLV still got smashed tonight, and it shouldn't have happened. Simple and plain. You should have not lost to Montana State.
Absolutely.
And if you did, it should have been a closer game than it was. They were down by 23 points at one point. Maybe higher. They got smacked. Exactly. Even the announcer today was like, there's another 3. Yep. If it's not a 3, it's a layup. It's just that's what's been going on all game, and he just knows that the game's just done. This was when they were down by 20 points with 7 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah, that's...
You got to get it together. You have to get it together. There's no way that people are going to support you if you show this type of product on the court.
Every W counts. Dude.
Every W counts.
Especially coming from the Mountain West, and them always maybe getting one, if not...
Now that you're only playing a conference game, a schedule this year.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, these ones really count, especially if they're going to have a tournament. Are they going to have a tournament this year? You know what?
Honestly, I don't know if they're going to have.
You know what? I think
they're
going
to have the NCAA tournament. They're trying to do a bubble type of tournament.
Is that what they're trying to do? Yeah. So yeah, if you're going to make it, and especially because not too many teams make it from the Mountain West already.
How are you going to start with 64 teams in a bubble?
Plus
the 4 play-ins?
We'll see how they do. I know there's stuff that's been announced. I think they're moving into it like you said, like a bubble, but you need this W, right? Yeah. If you're going to make a case to get into that bubble or whatever type of tournament that they're going to have. You need to win these type of games, and there was high. I think when the rankings came out, UNLV was a top 4 team. They're predicted to finish in the top 4 within the Mountain West.
Top 4 in the Mountain West.
Yeah, top 4. I mean, which there's not that many teams. Don't get me wrong, but to finish top 4, I mean, somewhere where they haven't finished in a long time. So That's a little worrying.
Hopefully they can turn around their next game. Now, top 25 college basketball here. We can jump into it real quick.
When's
Rob.
their next game? UNLV. I think it's
see
a
what
couple.
the next
I think it's on the 28th. I thought I saw it. My bad. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good.
I
It's
wanted
always good to know what we got. So let's see. UNLV played today. Their next game is going to be.
No, sorry.
Oh, they play North Carolina
What?
at the Maui Invitational
Oh, that's right.
on Monday the 30th.
Oh, yikes.
All right, we could chalk that up as an L as well.
0-2.
0-2 to start the season.
No,
So
but you know
hopefully
what?
UNLV turns it around.
Didn't they beat UNC a couple, like maybe
They
5-6
did.
years
It was
ago?
out here at New Orleans. I think
Yeah,
it was
and
Orleans Arena.
what NC was number one, right?
one at
They
the
were
time.
number one. Yeah,
Number one.
so we'll see.
But anyways, UCLA is currently getting murked to San Diego State 71-54 with a minute 50 to go.
There's a lot of
Ranked
money on.
22nd in the nation, so they're going to go down definitely. Villanova had a tough time against Boston College, pulled it off 76-67. That's your team there, Rob. Virginia over Townsend 89-54. That was an easy game there. Iowa takes care of North Carolina Central 97-67. Let's see here. Wisconsin wins by a 10.
They only won by 10.
Illinois murks North Carolina A&T 122-60. Jeez, the other team forgot to show up. Kentucky does their thing 81-45. Michigan State 83-67. A lot of these are blowouts. Let's talk about some closer games. North Carolina, since they're going to play UNLV, 79-60 over Charleston.
There wasn't too many crazy things. I don't think there wasn't any upsets today.
Rhode Island got close to Arizona State, but Arizona State pulled it off 94-88. I was watching that game earlier today. Ohio State killed Illinois State. A lot of these games are just games that
Man, you could have just parlayed every ranked team today.
And then for
Jeez.
you COVID followers, games that were canceled: Baylor, Arizona State, Gardner, Webb, Duke, Charlotte, Tennessee, and Eastern Washington versus Oregon. College basketball is back, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's I like college football and I like college basketball a lot.
So guys,
not really a big NBA fan.
James here in the studio says he knows the answer to the question. No one has called in so far. So we're going to give you one last chance to call in. If not, James is going to be the winner. He's got the answer, but you guys don't want to call in. You're watching. I see the people on Facebook. 702-608-3259 is the phone number. What was the first time the Raiders played on Thanksgiving? So give us a date, who they play, and what was the final score. If you're a Raider fan, or even if you're not and you like what we're giving away, good Christmas gift, right? Maybe to a Raider fan in the household.
There you go.
There you go. 702-608-3259. If you guys don't call before the show's over, hey, James, you just got yourself a shirt and a face mask.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. But yeah, man. So what you got for the opening line tonight?
Yeah, so
Let's move on to college, because I know you got college football.
man, you got to really have thick skin in this game, because the last two games that I gave out were heartbreakers. Really.
Dumpster fires?
No, it wasn't even
Nah,
a dumpster fire.
They
but
were tight games.
yeah, so the 2 weeks. I mean, we're talking about the Tennessee game where they didn't score a point in the second half.
They forgot they had a second half game.
Yeah, they only played first half. So last week I took San Diego State. I took a money line. They were -1 for the game, -1.5. I'm sorry, for the game. I took a money line. They punt the ball with 3 minutes left. Right, Nevada gets the ball back on their own 20, and the quarterback throws a pick. Right, so you think it was like the perfect scenario for San Diego State to take that game. They literally get down to the 4-yard line of Nevada with like 45 seconds left. First and goal, and they go 4 and out and can't even. They were down 5 at the time, so a touchdown would have made a win by 1 and possibly kicked the extra point. They probably would have went for 2 to just go up 3. They probably would have went for 2 to go up 3. But yeah, they go 4 and out on the 4-yard line, so that was a heartbreaker. That was actually my play as well from last week. So this week, hopefully I can bounce back. I like one game that kind of popped out to me. USC at home opened up 10.5. I know you're a big USC fan, Jose.
Okay.
3-0 on the season. Colorado's coming in 2-0 against the spread. USC's 1-2. Colorado's 2-0. I think one of their games got canceled actually, or just postponed due to COVID. USC absolutely owns Colorado in this. They're 14-0 against Colorado all time. Line to open up at -10.5, and it's basically within about an hour of launching, an hour after launching the line of 10.5, it spiked to like 13.5, and now The line has kind of made its way back down to almost the original line at -11. So USC -11. 76% of the money's on Colorado. I like early money, so I always talk about that sometimes. I like the early money. Early money came in on USC, and they grabbed that 10.5 pretty quick. And anyone that's grabbing betting that game an hour after it's launched, they know what they're kind of talking about. So I like USC coming back down to the original line, -11, which is basically the same thing as 10.5. You either push or you win kind of thing. So I like USC -11 at home. Against Colorado, and I think they, and like we talked about earlier on the way over, they need to make they're not getting any love from the committee right now, so they need.
Pac-12 is getting no love.
They're not getting any love right now, so I think they need to make a statement. Especially they had a good win last week against Utah on the road, but that's I think Utah replaced like 9 people on defense. It was a crazy amount of people that they replaced. So that it was a low line, but I think USC has to come out and start beating people by a lot. To kind of get up in those rankings, especially if they want to be possibly talked about in the college football playoff. So USC -11.
So you think that? What do you think? How do they win? I say they win by 14 at least or more.
I'd
You
say
think it's gonna be a closer game than that?
no. I say they run them. I say maybe 3 touchdowns or more. I think they need to. Right? They're not getting no love from the committee. Stanford is not the same team. They're kind of the Oregon's doing all right. So if they're going to compete with Oregon and kind of get up there and anyone in the Pac-12 get some love, I think USC or everyone in the Pac-12 needs to kind of those that are still undefeated and that have an opportunity to possibly make it at the end need to make some big wins in the next few weeks or until the end of the season until they announce who's going to be in the top 4. So USC.
There it is, the opening line with Rob G. We got to bring it to you every single week. So we're good on time, man. We could go ahead and jump right into the NFL now if you want.
Yeah. I'm always excited for the NFL.
Last week was interesting. A lot of interesting games. Joe Burrow out for the year. Steelers continue to roll.
Rolling.
Packers can't figure it out on defense.
That's kind of why I like the Ravens this week. But then,
Broncos.
It's still going to happen on Sunday.
Derailed the Tua train.
It's still going to happen on Sunday.
The Jets almost try to come back against the Chargers, but the Chargers finally decided to hold off on the game. The Rams are who we thought they were on defense, and it is true. If you pressure Tom Brady or you figure out how to pressure Tom Brady, let me get that right, because it's easy to say pressure Tom Brady, you're going to win the game. But can you figure out how to pressure Tom Brady? Because not everyone has. Look what the Rams did to him on Monday night.
Yeah, I watched most of that game. That was not pretty from
not
Brady.
Pretty whatsoever.
Age is definitely showing. I mean, age is he
looks like a walrus in the pocket. Let's be real.
It is going to expect. Yeah, he has no movement.
He's got none whatsoever.
Got no movement. But look at. I mean, I know it sucks for Breeze to be out. I think he cracked 9 ribs. They said
Oh, something like that.
Yeah, so it finally came out. But they're showing their age. I mean, Breeze and Brady are both showing their age. And I think it's time to go for both of them. I mean, you see Taysom Hill come in. I know it was only against Atlanta, but Taysom Hill looks good. I know at first it was a little rough, and we were watching that game live, and it was like, wow, this may not work out. But Sean Payton, the genius, had a plan, and they stuck to it, and they ended up winning that game, covering, and they looked good. So Taysom.
That's another thing too. I had people disagreeing with me, even though it's only one game. Oh, it should be Jameis Winston. Oh, why? Taysom Hill's always been a backup. Even when they had Teddy, they took Teddy before Taysom. I feel bad for Michael Thomas. He's not going to do anything. Oh, there go his reception. There go his yards. Michael Thomas, 9 receptions, 104 yards. Didn't affect him whatsoever.
They started slow, but then they picked up.
Taysom Hill, 18 of 23 for 233 yards.
And he ran for one. He ran for
one.
The thing with Taysom is that no one's ready for it, right? I mean, you see it like little bits of it throughout the game, every week with the Saints. But now you're throwing him in the, where he's touching the ball every single play almost. And it's good for the game, to be honest with you, because is there another quarterback like Taysom Hill? Like, is there another quarterback like that can literally just turn into a fullback?
No, no.
On any
given
play.
Finger? No.
Yeah, just turn into a fullback. He doesn't, maybe
he's a Tim Tebow that can throw, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Honestly, he resembles Tim Tebow a little bit. I think he's just a little bit more mobile than Tim Tebow was. But yeah, it's exciting to watch. I'm interested to watch those games moving forward because teams don't have too much footage on him. And, after he got rolling, they looked really good against the Falcons.
So I don't have much to say about the first game tomorrow, Rob. Houston versus Detroit. There's no implications, meaning playoff or anything in it involved whatsoever. So I'll let you talk about it. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not going to talk about spreads here, but I'll take Houston. I think Houston wins the game.
I
have no opinion whatsoever.
I don't have too much to say about the game, but I think with the Ravens and the Steelers game off the board and getting pushed to Sunday, the two games you have
69% of the money's on the Texans.
I know. So they just beat the Patriots, right? At home.
Yep.
Lions got demolished. Didn't score a single point against the Panthers, right? Line opens up at -2.5 on the Texans.
And hold on. What did I tell you at the sportsbook Sunday morning at the casino?
I don't know.
What's wrong with this Panthers line?
Oh,
right. I ended up not even taking it as my pick or anything. There was just something about that line that didn't make sense, even with Teddy being out. But anyways, continue, bro. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, Texans open up -2.5, beat the Patriots, right? And then the only adjustment from that is Texans to -3 after the Lions score a donut, right? And I like the Lions. I think they're used to playing on, Matt Stafford has played on Thanksgiving countless times. I think this may be I think the Texans have played on Thanksgiving before too. I think they played maybe once or twice before. But I mean, this is Lions time. That they know what's going on. They know that they're playing on Thanksgiving every year. So I like the Lions plus the 3 at home. I know they didn't score a single point, but on paper from what they did last week, I think, a lot of people are going to be on the Texans because they just beat the Patriots. And yeah, I would take the +3 to start the day.
Sorry, I'm over here texting our barber too because I got a haircut appointment that he said it was for tomorrow, but it's actually for Friday. So I'm over here doing a couple things. But Eric, big shout out to the barber. But I like the second game, and here's why. The second game originally.
Can we go back like 6 weeks?
That's what I'm saying, right? But earlier in the season, we were already saying these games or any game that had to do with Washington or Dallas didn't matter right now. We were saying, right, because they're done, whatever. Bro, every single team in this division is now up to take over.
Right.
We had no idea. We were talking about it last Sunday. We forgot Andy Dalton was back when we were talking about what games to bet. Dude, if Andy Dalton stays healthy, I'm not going to jump on that train and say it all over again. They looked good offensively this past Sunday. It's a good sign to see Dallas look that good offensively. You still got to fix some things. Defense has to get a little bit better. But it's a good sign when you go on the road against a hot Minnesota team that was on a 3-game winning streak, even though Minnesota's not going anywhere. They were a hot team at the time, and you go on the road and beat this team with a quarterback that was hurt, that was your second stringer that comes back. That's a good sign. You're a Cowboy fan, James. You guys are 3-7. You can still win the division and go to the playoffs. Was this a good sign, you think, last Sunday from what you saw from your team?
Have you guys seen that that scene in Dumb and Dumber?
I've seen every scene in Dumb and Dumber
where he was like, so I mean, what kind of opportunity do we have? And she's like, it's 1%, and he's like, so you're telling me there's a chance?
So you think there's a chance?
Oh, you got to be in the NFC East.
Yeah, man. I mean, everybody is like, what? Nobody's won more than 5 games.
Bro, I think everybody is 3-7.
Everyone's 3-7, and the Eagles still own the
Redskins 3-7, Cowboys 3-7.
So let's go. Let's hope.
Giants 3-7.
Let's have a good 6 weeks, and we'll be okay.
Where are the Eagles at?
They're leading.
Eagles 3-6-1 because of the tie.
Right, and they're the division leader.
So everybody in that division has 3 wins.
It's crazy.
I'm just hoping for the best.
Coin flip.
I think this is a trap.
I like Dallas in this game. You like Washington. I know that.
I think this is a trap. I don't want to say I like Washington, but for that line, I mean, look ahead line was 1, right? In Washington, don't get me wrong, they won, but they went up against a Joe Burrow-less second half, Bengals.
Yeah, and I like Cincinnati in that game.
Yeah, and I liked Washington, and the score, I think the final score was 20-9 or whatever, but they looked good, but they weren't playing. Oh, we got a caller.
So we got somebody calling in to answer the question, or what's going on? Who we got on the line tonight?
We got Kevin from Chicago. We got a call and talk some NFL football.
What's going on, Kevin? What you want to talk about?
What question did you have? Talking about the Cowboys?
So no, we're giving away something for the Raiders tonight. So we're trying to get Raiders fans to call in and try to win this this little giveaway we got. You want to give us a call back in a few minutes, see if we get some people to call in real quick?
I just want to go and get your thoughts on something real quick.
Go for it.
The Los Angeles Rams, I've been saying they're a dark horse. People were ready to write them off after that Miami loss. They said, Jared Goff sucks and this and that. I just had a feeling, don't write them off yet. And they come back-to-back big wins against Seattle and then Tampa Bay. And I just like the way they're playing. I feel like they could do some serious damage in this NFC. So what are your thoughts on the Los Angeles Rams, and how do you think they match up going forward? Take it easy.
Appreciate it, Kevin. Appreciate the call. Honestly, I'm sold on their defense. I like the defense, but I'm still not sold on Jared Goff. 2 interceptions. Every time I'm watching him in a close game, I'm still asking myself that question. Okay, when are you going to throw that pick? Or when's that turnover going to come? And that's the problem. I'm not sold on their offense yet. They looked better, and they look like that offense that they look scary. Cooper Kupp can kill you over 100 yards receiving. I think Robert Woods also went over 100 yards receiving. So they're good catching the ball. They haven't figured it out on the running side because you're running a 3-headed monster there with Cam Akers. You have Darrell Henderson Jr., and then Malcolm Brown. So you don't really know what you have there yet. So until they figure it out 100% and become more consistent on offense, I'm not going to say that I'm sold 100% on the Rams just yet. But 702-608-3259 is the phone number if you guys want to give us a call. Remember, we're giving away that Raider t-shirt and the mask, courtesy of our friends over at Clever Shirts. But Rob, moving on to the next game. We were
wait. I like the Redskins.
I'm sorry, we passed out.
I like the Redskins plus the 3. Yeah, we can move on, but I think that's a trap. I think
Kevin kind of got us off.
Everyone is going to be on the Cowboys tomorrow. Count that. Everyone's going to be on the Cowboys. So
Cowboy money,
right? Cowboy money, everything. If you're looking at it, so I like Washington. I like Washington. Go ahead.
Got another caller on the line. Who we got? Caller, let us know where you're calling from.
Yeah, Eddie Martinez from LA.
Cool. What are you calling in for, my man? You got the answer to our question tonight? Is that what you're calling in for?
Yeah.
All right, so hold on.
I think I do.
So before we get your answer, I got to go ahead and ask the question again. So everybody listening, we got a caller on the line and see if he's got it right. So the question was, when was the first time the Raiders played? So you're a Raider fan, I'm taking it, right? That's why you're calling it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What was the first time the Raiders played on Thanksgiving? Who did they play? And what was the final score? Go.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, November 28, 1963, Oakland Raiders 26, Denver Broncos 10.
Somebody knows how to use Google. But it's all good, my man. You got it. We greatly appreciate you calling in, my man. We're going to go ahead and get your information right now. We're going to get your name and your email address. I'm sorry, your address, so we can go ahead and ship that out to you. You did get the shirt and the mask. Let us know what your size is so we can get you the right shirt as well. And thank you again for joining, man, and calling in. We greatly appreciate it. You see watching in the background. You can hear the echo. I think he hung up already. Cool. That was cool. Hey, we got a winner, man. Kevin over at Clever Shirts. Thank you so much. We got a winner tonight. Someone called in and won the shirt and the face mask. That's awesome.
All right, we can move forward.
We got a few minutes, so let's roll.
All right. So next one, you got Raiders, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that one real quick.
This is a trap.
It's a trap.
This is a trap.
You like the Falcons?
This game opened as a pick'em,
okay.
Right? And this is before they obviously played the Chiefs. Raiders almost win that game, right? Chiefs needed a last minute goal, a last minute drive to take them down. They scored in like 4 plays, I think it was something crazy. But Falcons just got, like we talked about Taysom Hill earlier. They got ran second half, didn't cover. This game to open at a pick'em, overreaction. Raiders move up to -3. I think on the road, that's a tough feat against the Falcons, who I don't think they're gonna lose on purpose. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're playing for a draft slot, since we all kind of know who the top 3 are going to be. I like the Falcons. Give me the Falcons plus a 3. That's a trap.
You're taking the Falcons plus a 3.
All the money's on the Raiders.
79% of the money's on the Raiders. 86% on the money line are on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Don't hate me, Raider fans, but I'm with Rob on this one. I do like the Falcons. Give me the Falcons plus a 3. I don't see how you're going to be so much on the Raiders on this game, but I'm with you, Rob.
I mean, they're 6-4. The Raiders are 6-4.
I get it. Arizona, New England. I don't have that much of an opinion on this one either. It's all up to what camera we're going to get on Sunday.
I think the Patriots are done this season.
Oh, no, they're done. But, I mean, they're still going to win some games down the road. They're not going to go over for the rest of the season, I think.
I like the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals.
I agree. Give me the Cardinals minus the 2.5, but I still think that this is a game that the Patriots are going to be in it at least. They're not just going to lay down and get kicked. But give me the Cardinals. Giants, Bengals.
Giants.
Easy. -6. Bengals got a backup quarterback.
Giants win. I don't know about the spread. Just give me the Giants.
Just give me the Giants. We'll take the Giants
Nothing
on that.
Crazy.
Cleveland, Jacksonville.
You know what? I like Jacksonville in this game as much as they're 1-9. Browns are 7-3.
Are we gonna jump on that? Are we gonna drink that Kool-Aid like we did last week against the Steelers?
You know what? It was worth a shot though. Plus 400 money line is always worth a shot, right? But I like Jacksonville. I think they're gonna cover this.
70% of the money's on Jacksonville.
I think that's a little early. Those
but
lines
90% of the money line. It's only Wednesday, of course.
Right.
It's early.
So
it's
you
early.
know the
Got a long
Bengals.
week.
You know the Browns are going to be a huge money line and a huge teaser bet, right? Especially when you do the 6-point teaser, you get a minus a hook.
Oh yeah, of course.
I like the 6.5. I like this. If they, they may win, but I think if the book can just cash in on some of the plus 6.5s and maybe give them the money line and the teaser lines, I think they would. I think they would take that as a win. So give me the Jags plus the 6.5. I'm surprised this line isn't 7, maybe even 7.5 after what they did.
I'm gonna go against you. I'll take Cleveland. Give me Cleveland minus the 6, 6.5, 7, whatever it is. Moving on, we got the next game. Carolina, Minnesota.
I'll take Minnie. I have no line. I mean, just Minnie to win. Next.
I like Carolina to win outright on the road. Give me P.J. Walker if he starts again. I like what I saw, even though he threw a few picks. I think second game will not be better. Think I'm falling in love. All right, Tennessee and the Colts. This is a great game. Both 7-3, divisional game. Colts are -3, coming off the big victory against Green Bay. 85% of the money is on the Titans here on a Wednesday night, Rob. I have not been on the Colts much this season. Give me the Colts, bro. I like the Colts. I like what they're doing. Defensively, they look great. Offensively, I'm sold on Hines. That kid is amazing. He's getting his shot, and he's taking advantage of it. And let's be real. Phillip Rivers looks very, very good for the first time in a long time. And he looks comfortable in this offense. With that being said, give me the Colts -3. I ride with the book.
Yeah.
The book needs it.
Well, at this point they do, but a lot can change before Sunday. But yeah, give me the Colts. No, I really don't. This, like I said, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now that the slate of NFL games hasn't been that great. At least to me, that is. I'll take the Colts at home.
So you know how I always have a money line dog of the week,
or
I do something crazy. I'm gonna do it this week. I like the Chargers on the road against Buffalo. Call me crazy. I wasn't a big fan of Justin Herbert before the season. You can go back and listen to anything that I've said in the past. I have nothing to deny. It's there. I did not like him. I didn't think he was going to be great. The record doesn't show that he's great, but, bro, his numbers are amazing. The way he throws that ball, how comfortable he feels in the pocket, how comfortable he looks. He's not playing like a rookie. He's playing like a vet. And everybody around him is buying into what he's selling. I like the 5.5 on the road. I think Buffalo is a vulnerable team, even though they're at 7-3. We know they're going to win the division. I don't think Miami's going to end up fighting for them, even though it's only a 1-game split there because Miami's 6-4. I think the Chargers are going to go on the road here and surprise some people. You can't be scared. They found a way to keep a lead and win it, even though it was against my horrible team, the Jets. Give me the Chargers on this one.
I think a lot of bettors this year, for some reason, can't give up on the Chargers. Like, they just keep taking them and keep taking. What are they against the spread? You got it right there? What are the Chargers?
Against the spread, the Chargers are
5-5. Okay, so they're 50%, which isn't bad. I think the Bills win this game. I don't really know about the points. I like the Bills at home, but Chargers do play well when they travel. So to the East Coast. But yeah, I think the Bills win. I don't know if they cover, but yeah, I think the Bills win.
Call me crazy. I think the Jets beat the Dolphins. It's not my money line.
Why did
play of the
Tua get
week.
pulled last week real quick? I know.
So here's the thing. If you look at his stats, he was like 18 of 23 or something, 100 and something yards, no picks, but he was getting manhandled. He got hit hard a few times.
That's why they brought in Fitzpatrick, right?
I think that's why.
They pulled him just for the whole game.
Yeah, because his numbers weren't bad. He wasn't making mistakes. So, but yeah, I think he got pulled because of the injury possibility there. You want to take care of the kids. Smart move. Call me crazy. I think the Jets win. It's not going to happen. I'm just throwing it up there. I hope they get their W here. But I like the 7. I like the 7.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Dolphins defense is better than expected throughout this entire year. They haven't really let up. They keep them in a lot of games. Joe Flacco, man, I saw that pick 6 that he threw against the Chargers, just straight trash. I think the Dolphins win. I'll take the Dolphins to win. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, though.
So we got 5 more games here, and our pick of the week with 5 minutes. So let's roll, Rob. New Orleans and Denver. I like Denver. Just because Denver's at home.
I like the Saints. I think that line should be lower.
I still like Taysom, but Drew Brees not being there, I think changes a lot.
Yeah.
69%.
You know
of
what?
the money on the
I was
Saints.
really thinking that Brees was going to play too, which is I don't know what I'm thinking. So yeah, you know what? With that being said, I'll ride with you on that. I like the Saints. I think they win outright and cover.
Rams Niners Battle of California.
I think this is a trap. I think this is a baby trap. I like the Niners plus the 6.5. I don't know how this line drops. Everyone's still out. I mean, they're getting, I think, Richard Sherman back, and they're getting a bunch of people back. Mostert is coming back, but you know, I like the Rams at home. I mean, I'm sorry, opposite. I like the Niners. I don't know how the line even drops. I think it should stay at 7. Rams coming off a big win against the Bucks, which is in the recent memory of a lot of bettors. I like the Niners plus the 6.5.
I have no thoughts on the side. I just like the Rams to win this game outright. I like their defense. I like what they're doing. San Francisco to me is just too injury riddled, and I don't know what to expect from them. Kansas City, Tampa.
That's a great game. That's the game of the week.
82% of the money is currently on Kansas City right now.
Yeah, especially after the way the Bucks lost. Brady owns the Chiefs. He owns Patrick Mahomes. And they're talking about how he's passing the torch. This is a game where but that means that they're going to lose, right? He's passing the torch. He's not going to pass the torch and win. I like the Bucks. Give me the Bucks in the 3.5. I think the hook comes into play.
I agree with you. I don't think you see Tom Brady lose a game like this after the game that he lost against,
especially the way that he played.
At home,
he played horrible. It's not like that he played a great game.
Plus,
and lost.
It's Kansas City. It's a statement game. He's not playing against a losing team here, so I like Tampa in this game as well. Chicago and Green Bay. I have no thoughts on this one. I don't know if Green Bay will cover the way they've been playing, but I like them to win this game.
I think they're a little upset about how they lost to the Colts, fumbled the ball in overtime. Almost should have scored to win that game. I like the Packers. I think they win at least by double digits.
Final game, man. Seattle at Philly. This game still means a lot to both teams.
Both teams.
Philly's still fighting for the division, and so is Seattle. What do you see?
I like the Eagles. I mean, I like what's let me see with the we got
89% of the money on the Seahawks.
Yeah, give me the 5. I'll take the 5. I think it's going to be a grind out game. I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game. I don't think they're both going to score a lot of points. It's the Sunday night game, so it's in Philly, right? So we're going to see what the weather's going to be like. But yeah, give me the points. If Russell Westbrook, if Russell Wilson, excuse me, people probably do that all the time. If Russell Wilson's going to struggle, he's going to struggle on the road. I like the Eagles in the points. Eagles have looked horrible of late, but yeah, I'll take the points.
I like the Eagles in the points too. I agree with you. And here's my prediction as well. I don't think the Eagles win this game. I think it ends up being a close game overall defensively.
It ends in a tie.
I think we see more of Jalen Hurts.
That'd be nice.
Because Carson Wentz is just a complete dumpster fire.
He's been.
Most turnovers, I think it is, and I don't know how many years span since he's been in the league in the history of the NFL. It's unbelievable. But fun show, man. We got 2 more minutes. Perfect time to wrap it up with our picks of the week. Rob,
I'm ready.
How did it go last week? I had the Bucks. They did not cover. You had San Diego State. Didn't work out for you.
4 and out on the 4.
We are currently at 3-8 for myself, 6-5 for Rob G. He's floating on that 500 mark. So, Rob, what do you got for this week? Let us know.
I'm gonna go back to the NFL because college has been horrible to me.
No good.
Yeah, I've lost to just 2 winners that should have won. I'm gonna take the Falcons plus the 3.
Falcons plus the 3?
Yeah, give me the Falcons.
Against the Raiders?
Yep.
Plus 3. Okay. My pick of the week, Denver. Give me the Denver Broncos against the New Orleans Saints.
How many are you getting, though?
You want to go off of scores and odds? It's 6.
That's fine. 6? All right.
All right, so give me the Broncos plus the 6. That's my pick of the week. Hopefully we can get back on the winning side of things here. For everybody following our picks, following our show, we greatly appreciate you. But we're going to go ahead and end it up with this, man. Kevin, before we end everything up, Kevin from Clever Shirts, thank you so much for the giveaway tonight. We greatly appreciate you hooking us up with that and hooking us up for our listeners. But finishing up the show tonight, I just want to say this, man. We're on Thanksgiving Eve. I'm thankful for everybody that is in my life, the 3 people in this studio currently here. This studio, the fact that this studio is now part of my life as well, that I can come in here and do what I love to do, whether if it's for just an hour, a few hours, a few minutes, I'm thankful for that. But above all, I'm thankful for my family, my wife, my kids that I get to see every single day, wake up to, sleep next to, talk to. Whenever I'm having a bad day, a good day, whatever it may be, they're always there by my side no matter what. My wife We go through hell and back, baby. You know that, but I love you to death. You've done everything for me, for us, for our family. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for you. I know I got a lot to work on still, but I'm grateful and thankful for you. For everyone in my family that supports me, that follows me, that's been hitting me up, I appreciate you. For everyone on social media that follows the show, that has never even met me in person, we greatly appreciate you. Quan, whether you're behind the board over there and I can't see you, or you're here with us, I greatly appreciate you allowing me to come into the studio and do what we do every single Wednesday night. Rob G, you know that. You're a brother to me.
Absolutely.
You helped me out through a lot of times in my life, and I will never forget that, and I greatly appreciate you being in my life and now being in my son's life as his godfather. But with that being said, man, be thankful for everything you guys do have in your life. Don't look at the things you don't have and the things that you wish you could have. Appreciate what's in front of you and be thankful for those things each and every day. For Rob G, James Mays, Gorilla Cross Radio, Straight Bet Sports, I am your host, Jose V. We are out.
James Russell, you hustling son of a...
It's me, your daddy, Roberto.
Man, boy's name that starts with the letter H. Jose.
Now look at me now. How far we go back? Elementary, jump rope, hide and go seek, pity pat, red light, green light, red light, green light.
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. We talking about practice, man. But we talking about practice right now. We talking about practice.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.